welcome back to the Bobber Build, where we took this bone stock 1980 Honda CB650, converted into an old school hardtail bobber. And I'm stoked about today's video because we got the electrical working on the bike. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna fire up the bike, we're gonna see how it runs, we're gonna test 2 exhaust systems. Hopefully the bike runs pretty good. We did some radical changes to the air intake system, tossed the stock air box, put on these pod filters right here, which make a big difference in how the bike takes in air and fuel. We already put bigger main jets on the bike. My only concern is I may have to modify the air filters a little bit, but I already have an idea on how I can do that. So yeah, check this out. So we moved the ignition key back here in this fake oil tank. Turn the key on, boom. Hit the rear brake. All right, let's fire it up, see how she runs and see how she sounds with this first exhaust system on it. Okay, man. Definitely feels like an old school bobber. So let's turn on the choke. Make sure the gas is on. Oh shit. Got a gas leak. Oh, man. Alright guys, we're back. It's a week later. What happened with the fuel leak was where the fuel line mounts to the carbs, there's a T with a couple little O-rings. Those O-rings were leaking. So I ordered some new O-rings and it's in good shape now. So we are going to fire this bad boy up and keep our fingers crossed. Pull the choke, turn the key, starter button's right here. Turn the gas on. Okay, you hear that? When I turned off the choke, the bike really was getting too much fuel. And with the choke on, it's restricting the air, giving it more fuel. So I'm gonna have to go in and modify these carbs because they're just sucking in too much air. But it sounds pretty good with the choke on. Aside from that exhaust leak, I don't know what's up with that. So let's tune these air filters and see if it makes a change. So what I've got here is just a regular pliable plastic cutting board, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this shape out of this board, and then I'm going to insert it on the inside of the air filter here to adjust the airflow so the air is not being sucked in all the way around the filter. It's being sucked in from the end of the filter here. So let's just mark this. Probably going to be a little bit big because I was marking it to the outside of the filter, but I'll just trim it down as I go. Better to start with too much material than too little. So, saw this trick on YouTube and it seemed to be the best one I could find. Aside from the jetting, we already went up substantially on the main jet to get more fuel to the bike. So now we just need to pull back on the amount of air going in the motor, and let's keep our fingers crossed this does the trick. I think I can take off this boot right here. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap here, so it's way too big. And then once I get this one dialed in, I'll use this as a template to cut 3 more. You can see here I cut a little short. That bums me out. But look at that. See how now we have about a 1/2 inch of air right here where the air can come in, go up, and then enter from this end of the air filter. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Let's make 4 more, but without this gap. Alright, let's try it again. I got all 4 filters modified. This is the first exhaust I'm testing. This is just a temporary strap to hold it. I'll tell you right now, from the first time I started it, I don't like the way it sounds. It sounds very quiet, not very bobberish. Next, I am going to put on the other exhaust system so we can hear how it sounds before we even ride the bike. But let's keep our fingers crossed right now. This thing runs much better. Choke it. Okay, it's running way better. Even when I turned the choke off, it sounded good. The idle was pretty low, so you saw me turning right here. There's a little screw I can turn right here to bring the idle up. That helped out too. See a little bit of gas down here. Let's see what's going on. Alright guys, when I turn the throttle, there's a little bit of gas squirting out right here. I'll show you when I start it up here. Man, I just can't get a break with these carbs. I'm gonna have to pull these carbs back off again, take a look at what's going on right here. At least I know where it's at. I'm gonna swap the exhaust system too, and we'll listen to the other exhaust. Hopefully get rid of that exhaust leak. I don't know if this aftermarket thing is just a bad fit or what, but let's just keep on working at it. Okay, so right in here is where the gas was squirting out. Squirting. So we're just going to pull off this one float bowl, take a look at it. I don't know what to think. I put all new gaskets here. It looked like the gas was squirting out. Oh, I think there's supposed to be an O-ring in there, right there. Yep. Luckily, I have a bunch of leftover stuff here from the rebuild kit I bought. So let's find the O-ring for that. You know, I'm sure when I tore it apart, rebuilding these things, that fell out. I never even saw it fall out because it's so stinking small. No, that one's too big. Look at that. Think that was the problem. God, that's a relief though. Let me put this back on. Get the carbs back on, fire it up, hope for the best. Okay guys, we've got the carbs back on. I switched out the pipes to the pipes that I built from the stock pipes. So 3 things we want to watch out for when we start the bike this time. No fuel leaks, no exhaust leaks. See how the exhaust sounds, see how the bike runs. So let's fire it up, see what happens. Choke it. Turn the gas on. Wow, sounds fantastic. Oh my God, it sounds so much better. No exhaust leak. Actually, feels like it runs better too. Yeah, I guess let's take it for a ride. Woohoo, man, I am so stoked. The bike feels fantastic. Alright, well since this is just the first ride, man, I'm going to keep it close to home, not go too fast. You don't want any surprises while you're at speed, you know. But my God, the bike runs so good. I'm really surprised. Sounds great. I love these pipes. I'm glad I made the 2 versions so we could hear the 2. That 4-in-1 sounded crap. So we got our speedo working. That's good. Dude, I love the feel of the bike. It's so small, really thin, like the old school choppers, you know. Plenty of leg room. I'm 5'11" and I don't feel cramped at all on the bike. I was a little bit worried about that because, you know, the hardtail made the back end lower. Yeah, this is my first ride ever on a hardtail, so I don't really know what to expect. The real test would be going down the freeway. We got a really bumpy freeway here, the 91 freeway. That'll be the real test, but today I'm just going to stay in the neighborhood and putt around, make sure there's no surprises. But man, the bike feels great. Sounds bitchin', man. Snaps, look at that. I really can't believe how good this thing runs. I didn't expect this. You know, at these speeds, the hardtail, it feels perfectly fine. I mean, you can't even tell it's a hardtail. Look how smooth the thing is. There's no sputtering. It definitely runs better than when I bought the bike when it was stock. You know, it felt really sluggish and slow, and now it feels snappy, man. Look at that. Didn't do that before. Just boom. Very cool feeling bike. You feel like you're back in the 50s when you ride this thing, or like the 50s and 60s. Just got that thin, old school chopper bobber feel, because, well, essentially that's what it is now. Brakes feel good. Back brake is solid. Front brake is solid. Shifting is butter smooth on this thing. Like clutch is super easy to pull. Throttle super easy. Nothing to, you know, give you arm pump. It's a badass bike, man. So the next thing I'm going to do on this bike is pull it all the way down to the frame, do a bunch of powder coating on the bike, and put it back together, and then give this sucker away. And that'll be the end of this build, man. I did not expect it to go this many videos by any means. I built my Harley Bobber in 9 videos, but this build was pretty radical, going to the hardtail. It made a lot of things I had to manufacture. Yeah, I had my my troubles along the way, but and you learn from your mistakes, right? Tell you what, though, after building this thing, it's probably not a bike I can't build, I tell you what. But when I get this bike powder coated and put back together again, it's gonna be super cherry. I mean, it looks cool now, but it's really raw. But yeah, it'll be a whole different bike when I put it back together again. Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being patient with me. And I'll see you next video.